Good morning. It is April the 24th, and this week was kind of uneventful. I gotta get something. Here we go. Alright, so it was kind of uneventful. I feel like I didn't knit a ton. I kind of did, but it doesn't feel like it. Let's put it that way. For starters, I knit on Tuesday evening, I think, maybe Monday evening. I knit a bit more on my Allaria. This is where we're at. I'm about halfway through this section here. I love these colors. They're not my go-to, but I think they go very well with what I have in my wardrobe. And so this is going to be really fun. The Allaria is a shawl pattern by Nadia Cretin-Lechene. And I'm knitting this in Lydia merino singles in the color Dawn, and in the mohair in Heliodor, I believe. So these two right here. And yeah, it is slow going, but I'm okay with that. I want to much rather enjoy the project and the process of knitting this, because it is almost too warm. Well, I guess right now I could still wear it, but it's going to be too warm for this very, very soon. So I don't think it's too necessary to rush through this, especially if it's something that I enjoy, and I like being able to knit this slowly, because for one, with the mohair held single alone, it is just maybe a touch more tricky to make sure you really get the yarn. So there's that. Then I also finished the heel flap on the spousal socks right here. There's a heel flap right here. It's curling, but it curls. I opted for a slip stitch heel flap because I feel like the heel flap needs a bit of reinforcement in the spousal socks. So I did the right side row. I knit every stitch except for the first. The first was just slipped purlwise with yarn in back, and then on the wrong side I slip one with yarn in front, purl one, slip one with yarn in front, purl one, and so on until the end. So that is those. Yeah, then the most progress I made on my Trestle Tee by Tif Neilan. And this is where I'm at. I started working on the ribbing in the front. So this has a split hem, and it looks really good. It based on the instructions, the back hem is a touch longer than the front hem. So that's what I'm going to work it up as, and if I end up not liking it, I can always rip back and do a regular hem. But I wanted to at least try it for this pattern, because that's what the pattern has to do, and why not try before you judge. So this was what I brought with me. The 2 days I actually brought knitting with me, and I'm really happy with what it looks like right now. It's amazing, and it fits so well. So I hope that when I block it, just like with my swatch back then, it doesn't change too much, but we'll see. And oh wait, that's the needle. The other thing I knit up on Tuesday evening and Wednesday evening were the swatches for Tori Yu's Avenue Tank, which I'll be testing. I'm knitting this up in Freya Colorful, which is the 100% cotton fingering weight, like heavy fingering weight base they have. And here you go. in this gorgeous olive green. The swatch tells me I'm spot on with the needle size that shows, which is a US 3. So that's what we're going to go with. And then also with the US 3, I swatched my Gepard Wild and Soft, which is a merino silk blend, I believe. And here's my swatch with this. For this is for the Cosmopolitan Tee, which is also Tori's pattern that's coming out today on the 24th. And here we go. So we've got that going for us. The swatch is almost spot on. I think I am 0.25 stitches off. I could go down to a US 2.5 or 2, but I might do that actually. So yeah, this one is really close. I do like the fabric though, so I might just do a little bit of math to double check if what the final outcome would be with 0.25. It's probably not even 0.25. I think it's realistically more like a 0.15, 0.18, something like that, stitches difference. If I don't round anything anywhere, it's almost spot on. So yeah, so that's where this one's go. That is well, all I did, and I'm really happy with the progress that I've made on the Trestle Tee. That is hopefully going to be finished this weekend, but we'll see. I'll obviously be keeping my diary updated, and then we'll see what happens. And for now, I'm going to go and head back. Hello, it is April the 26th. I did not have time yesterday on the 25th to really give an update because I was busy with all the things. And I have quite some news. Number one, my Trestle Tee is off the needles. I need to weave it in still, as you can see, but it is done. I hope it's going to loosen up a smidge when I wash it, just like the swatch did, but otherwise this is done, and I'm really happy with it in general. So the ends have to get woven in, and then we're going to block this probably pretty much right away. So I'll see if maybe I can weave in ends tomorrow. And then I cast on the Avenue Tank by Tori Yu, and I have made quite some progress. On Friday, on the 24th, I knit half of the back, I think. Probably a bit more than half of the back. I was already on the armhole shaping. And then yesterday, I knit quite a bit, and also joined in the round knit maybe half an inch, give or take. And today we are here. So there we go. This is knit in the Freya Colorful in the colorway Army, I think. It's an olive green. The Trestle Tee is knit in Elemental Effects Coastal in the colorway Mango, by the way. So this is going somewhere. I have used up almost 2 entire skeins already of the 4 I bought. I'm a little tiny bit anxious about the yardage, if I have enough, because I only have 2 more 50 gram balls, so 100 grams, but this is almost 200 grams, and I think it should be fine. So if I measure in the underarm area, which is what Tori said to do, I am at about 10-11 centimeters, which is a little over 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and I'm supposed to get 2, wait, let me do the math, at 11.5, I think, inches it is, maybe a smidge more, maybe 11 and 3/4 of inches, so it should be enough. I will knit one more skein for the body, and then the last skein I will use to do the ribbing for the neck and for the armhole. And then I will just go back to the body, because I think that way it's easier, and I can tell soon enough if I have enough, and if need be, I might just have to order another skein. It's not gonna be like breaking the bank. It's €2 a skein of all. So we'll just see. But yeah, that's that. And then I talked to my friend EJ, and we had been knitting a few things together last year and the year before. And we decided that maybe we should do that again. So we have been looking at the Prospect Tee by Tori Yu, but also at the Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan. So those are two patterns that we would love to knit together. I pulled out all the yarn I have in my stash that could work for that. So that is something that I would like to swatch for throughout the week, and then maybe cast on at the beginning of May. Plus, I think I might want to knit a Rebecca Clow pattern. But once again, also that's going to be like a May kind of situation. So that is where we're at right now. I don't think I haven't anything else, because Friday we were busy all day long. Yesterday I was recovering and then busy, and today I was busy again for at least half the day. So getting this far is pretty cool in my book. So yeah, that's the situation right now, and it's getting later in the day, so I will, the sun is going down, you can probably tell. I will get back to knitting, and I'll see y'all later. Hello and good evening on this May the 5th. It has been a while, I believe, since April 30th, if I'm not mistaken, unfortunately, and mostly that was actually because I was busy knitting, and then I was tired, and we had a lot of stuff to do, and here we are. So I'm gonna start with like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm gonna start with the Avenue Tank by Tori Yu. I am test knitting this, and I knit my first one, spoiler alert for later, in Freya Colorful, in the color Olive Green Army, something like that. And she's done. Let's see if I can scoot over. This tank top is done. So I need to weave it, and so obviously unblock this, but this is just really great. It's such a potato chippy pattern that I bound this off on the 1st of May. I was almost done on the 30th, and on the 1st of May I did a bunch of stuff, including buy yarn for Avenue Tank number 2. And well, I came home, I bound off, and then on the, I think on the 1st right away, might have been the 2nd, I started Avenue Tank number 2, and number 2 is going to be in a gradient yarn, and unfortunately, because I was knitting and I was knitting and I was knitting some more over the weekend, you can't see the full cake except for in the photo that I will try to add here, but this is what I have left. So they are both attached to my tank top already, and this is where we're at. It looks a bit harsher on camera than in real life with the transitions from the different colors, but it's fine. And on the back. So I tried my best to go to have it go all the way down. So I started the back with one ball, and I started the front with the second ball, and then in between every now and then I cut on both sides and just switched back and forth between the sides so that it would match relatively evenly. And then I wound off a bunch of the remaining blue yarn, so I could finish the ribbing on the armholes and on the neckline in the blue shades before it goes on to the greens and further. And that is how I came up with this. So I'm really happy with how this is working up so far. It clearly needs a block and a wash still, but it's just fun. And for the rest of the body, it's just knitting around. So I'm helically knitting those 2 balls. The first one I knit used a little less than 200 grams, so having 2 100-gram balls should be plenty. Yeah, so that is the Avenue Tank by Tori Yu. And then on the second I cast on, initially cast on I should say, no, I cast on, I did not read back this one. I cast on the Cosmopolitan Tee, also by Tori Yu. I saw the pattern a couple hours too late when it came for the testing call. So I knew from the get-go, I knew what yarn I wanted to use, and I basically cast it on this weekend as soon as I had time. I am this far. So this is not yet joined in the round, but it's about to be. I just didn't have the patience to find another stitch marker, so I could swap out the marker here last night. So we're here, but we have a complete, here. Oh, my hair's in the way, but yeah, so this is where we're at. I am knitting this in the Gepard Garn Wild and Soft. So this is a mohair, not a mohair, this is a merino silk blend, and it knits like a dream. It feels amazing, and gauge swatch number 1 gave me gauge, perfect gauge. So yeah, I think I talked about that gauge swatch the other day already. So there we go. That is my Cosmopolitan Tee. And then on Monday I cast on, so yesterday, I cast on a pair of socks for my daughter. I cast on the banana socks. There's no official pattern as far as I'm aware. I'm using the pattern as it was written down by the Orientbayerin. I'll put this down here, I guess. She has the pattern written down in German and in English, and basically it's a pattern that was passed on orally for I don't know how long, and she ended up writing it down. The banana socks are socks that do not have a specific heel, so you just knit, and this is where it, I feel like it works well for kids especially, but you can also use it for adults if they don't have a super deep heel. But you don't have a heel, basically, so they can fit multiple for a longer period of time because you just put it on. So the basic gist is, on one half you have 2x2 rib, that is where the heel goes. On the other half you have a switching back and forth between stockinette and reverse stockinette, and that way it should in theory fit a bunch of foot length as long as the circumference is fine. And I initially tried it with 44 stitches for my daughter, and it did not, it went over her heel, but like barely. It was a tight fit, and I was not happy with it, because if I'm knitting her a pair of socks, I want those socks to last a bit longer. So I ripped back last night, and packed it up for my commuting knitting today, and this is how far I got this morning, and this afternoon, I guess. So we have one full color repeat, I believe. The next one should be orange again, stack up here, and I will knit this for maybe another half color repeat, half of the repeat, give or take, so she has quite a nice leg. I didn't even try this on with her because I added 4 stitches total, so it's now 48 stitches, and that should fit her easily. And it's fun to knit. It's very, very intuitive, and I had a lot of fun with it. So this is where I'm at with those surprise cast on socks. And then I knit a swatch right here for the Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan, and I'm going to cast this on hopefully later today. So we've got this going for me as well. That's quite a few cast-ons, but I finished quite a few things in April, so I believe we're good. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go and hop off. I need to wash my hair still because this is still all pollen infested and my allergies are, as you could probably tell from my nose, they're just annoying, and I need to wash my hair to get rid of the pollen so I can actually sleep tonight. And then it is knitting time for me. Hello! It has been, is this right? Yeah. It has been a couple days again. Today is Friday the 8th of May, and I did quite a bit of knitting, pardon me, as I was out and about. I don't quite remember if I showed this one with how far I got. This one being the banana socks for my daughter. I have one full pattern repeat completed, and I'm going to continue on with another pattern repeat so that they're tall enough to where they go up pretty high for now, but as her feet grow she can just keep on wearing them so they're not too small right away, and I think she wants them both to start with the orange at the top, so we're gonna just do it the easy way. Then I had briefly shown a bit of a beginning on my 2nd Avenue tag by Tori Yu, which is a pattern I am currently test knitting for her. And I have ends everywhere on this, mostly because I am knitting this with 2 gradient cakes, and I wanted the entire shirt to be a gradient from the top all the way down to the bottom. So I cut repeatedly, especially as I was working the front side pieces. But this is where we're at now. This part here looks harsher than on camera than it does in real life, and the same goes for this part right here. There is a difference in color, but it is nowhere near as harsh as it shows on the camera. But yeah, so we're joined in the round, and I am now helically knitting with both of the balls that I have. And it's just a lot of fun, but because it has 2 balls attached and I'm helically knitting, I did not want to take this on the train this week, which is probably the only reason why this is not as far as it could be. Instead I took the banana socks, and then I believe I have mentioned this before. I'm missing one thing. I'll have to go after. Then I mentioned briefly that my friend EJ and I were talking about doing another cowl, and we decided that we both wanted to knit both the Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan, but also the Prospect Tee by Tori Yu. Now, for the Prospect Tee, EJ hasn't found her yarn yet, and I need to do another gauge swatch, so we said that's going to be our second cowl. We are doing the Wildflowers Tee first, and our goal for this week until beginning of the weekend was to do the back part entirely. So shoulder shaping plus also the straight stockinette down to where you would then join in the round. I am so far this far. So you can see there's garter at the top and then stockinette at the bottom. I need another 15-ish rows of stockinette before I cut the yarn, and I'm at the goal for before the weekend. On the weekend we want to do the front part, so that ideally at the beginning of next week we can join in the round. That is our goal for the Wildflower Tee right now by Tif Neilan. And I'm knitting this in a, I don't think I have anything in a pink yarn. I'm knitting this in a pinkish yarn. And now, give me 1 second. The thing I forgot is my Cosmopolitan Tee, also once again by Tori Yu. I'm a fangirl in case you didn't know. I love her patterns. They fit me very, very well. I know exactly which size to pick. The result is always stunning and amazing, and I love it, and I can't get enough. So I saw the Cosmopolitan Tee, like I probably previously mentioned, too late. the test call. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get yarn. And then with a friend's help, I got the gauge info so I could swatch before the pattern was released. And then as it was released, I pretty much immediately cast on. And I'm joined in the round. So this is a, I've heard it being called a European contiguous shoulder construction. The premise is that you knit everything basically like in one go. You have some parts that you knit flat, but you never, it doesn't have that much of picking up stitches. It doesn't have a lot of, you have to do this and you have to do that. It is an insanely straightforward way of knitting, and knitting something else in that construction right now as well, but that's gonna be a for later kind of situation, not for my knitting diary. So I'm at the point where I started the lace pattern on the sleeves. So I'm probably gonna regret this if I do this now, because my needles, my cable is too short. But yeah, I've done the back part, I've done the shoulder part, I've done the front part, it's joined in around. I've started the lace pattern for the sleeves. I love this. It is so good, insanely good. And I'm knitting this in Gepard Garn Wild and Soft, which is a merino silk blend, in this, that's about right, I would say, in this warm reddish brown. Super adorable. I love this. The entire way this thing looks is just awesome. So that is what I'm working on, and it is a ton of fun, and I might have to put other things aside for this because I want to finish it. But I also want to finish the other things I have on the needles, and I don't think my daughter is going to be okay with me not working on her socks for a lengthy period of time. So these were the ones I have been actively working on the entire week, plus I knit, well, I mean, I knit a bit on that other shirt I'm working on. So yeah, that is where we're at. I'm about to go and wash my hair. Today was a weird day. I got quite some knitting done on the Wildflowers tee because I was passenger princessing it on the way to go clothes shopping with my oldest. He grew out of everything. He needed everything, and yeah, whoa. But I think we're done halfway, so yay for that. And then I got home and I found out that my daughter needs a white shirt for school for next week, for Monday. Friday is kind of close to let us know, because we're pale. We're really pale. White shirts don't suit us very well, so we don't really have that. So tomorrow I'm gonna go clothes shopping again to find a white shirt, I guess. So we're gonna get a white shirt, and because it's Mother's Day and I got my mom, we're probably gonna go together and not take any kids, because I know what size she wears. And then we're going to buy the shirt and go and have ice cream for Mother's Day. So that is the plan for the tomorrow. And for today, I think I'm probably gonna take the Wildflower tee so I can finish those 15-ish rows, and my probably my Cosmopolitan, because I want to knit more of that lace pattern. So yeah, that's the point we're at. But first, I gotta wash my hair. I was outside. I'm horribly allergic to pollen that's flying right now. I need to wash my hair at least, so that I'm not, like you can hear, I'm congested. It's not fun. Alas, I'm gonna hop off, and we're gonna be back, I think maybe tomorrow. I'll try my best. Today is May the 12th. You would think I just checked and I would remember it, but no, I don't. It's the evening, and we're probably kind of done. And I don't have my watch on because it needed charging, so double loss here. But I needed to run a quick, well, semi-quick update on my knitting for the last couple of days, I guess. I have been knitting quite a bit on my Avenue tank by Tori Yu, which is a test knit for the last couple days, mostly when I was sitting on in my son's room just listening to the book presentation he was preparing, and plain knitting in the round, even helical knitting in the round was just perfect for that. So we are this far. Here's the back. And the front. I'm in love with this. I love the way the colors are coming out. I love how this is fading. And I cannot wait to have this finished. But because it has 2 balls of yarn attached, it is not train knitting in my opinion. I love this. I love the way this is fading. I love the colors in general. And I cannot wait to have this finished so I can actually wear it. If it was warm enough, that is, because as you can see, I'm wearing a sweater. This is the Rhabarber sweater by Lydia. Oh, her Instagram name is Lydia Rhabarber. Rhabarber stands for rhubarb. Her actual last name is something really short and punchy, and I forget what it is. I will link it down below so you can check out the pattern. It came out, I believe, in 2024, and I just love this. This sweater is everything. I knit this in a DK weight yarn that is a I believe it was a cotton, no, it was a cotton, no, merino and some kind of plant fiber base, so it's not super warm, but it was just perfect for today when we had below freezing in the morning, and then it came up to like 20s Fahrenheit. So this was just perfect. The sleeves are not super long, they're more like bracelet length, I was gonna say, and it is everything I want, and maybe I want a second one, to be honest, but that's for later in the year. Alas, back on topic. I cannot wait for this to be done and the weather to be right for me to be able to wear this, but it will not be the quickest knit, at least not as quick as the first Avenue tank was, because I have 2 balls attached and they are fairly big, like that's quite some weight here. And the helical knitting part is just not really, in my opinion, train compatible. When I'm knitting this, I'm sitting at a table and I rotate the balls here and there, because that way I don't have a tangled mess in front of me. But it's coming along, and it's going well. Then let me grab my big awesome bag. This project bag is technically, I think it's the medium-sized one. It is by Bethany of the Wandering Pearl. It is the everything bag, so it has a clasp closure on the sides, and it has the button closure this way, which is really neat. I love this style bag. It comes with a pocket in the inside, and it fits a ton. I can fit in there easily a big sweater project, like, you know, yarn held doubled and 5 balls each or something. Would be no problem at all, I think, for this bag. So it is amazing. I love this bag. I think I have 3, and I might need more, but we'll see. Anyway, so in this bag I have 3 projects. I have for starters, my Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan, which is a project I've started along with my friend EJ. And we are knitting this as a little kel, just the 2 of us. And I'll hold it up here. I'm this far. So I finished the back, and I've last night finished the lace in the front. This is just some really, really gorgeous lace. This is a cotton merino blend yarn. And it is nice. I might regret this later. But regretting is for later, right? Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is gonna come in a bit more as we go with the ribbing. But for now, it is really, really cool. The one caveat is, I believe I mentioned this before, but if not, here you go. Tif Neilan's row gauge and mine never matches. And because of how she knits these up, I need to always double check my row gauge and do a little bit of math to find out exactly how long I need to knit the back and how many rows I should then be adding on the front in various places. In this case, I added 10 rows in the back to make it as deep as she intended. And that also meant that I needed to add 10 rows in the front because I know that the neckline often enough, if I don't pay attention and I'm not careful enough, ends up being up here, and I don't like that. This is loose enough to where it's fine, but it comes really close to my throat. So I added, and I probably could have gone with 4, but I added 6 rows in the garter section, so 3 extra garter bumps up here. And yeah, I could have probably gone with 4. 4 might have been fine, but it is what it is. I'm not ripping back the lace. And I have to add 4 more rows in the rest of the front section before I join in the round. But that is fine, and that will probably happen today. There we go. I love this lace. This lace was incredibly intuitive once you've gotten the hang of it. So that is really, really neat. Then I've knit another round or 2 on my Cosmopolitan Tee. Yes, I had to think there for a second. I have so many Tori Yu patterns that I have on the needle right now or that I'm about to cast on. It's a bit tricky. By the way, Tori is starting a Tori's Tees Cal along with Explorer Knits and Fibers and a bunch of others that I will probably list. On the 15th of May, I'm in. I'm in because I need all the Tori patterns that I can knit. So they just fit amazing. So they fit so well. So I knit another row of this, but you can't really tell because it's just it's still tiny. And because I'm knitting this on US 3 needles, 3.25 millimeter needles, it's gonna take a while, and that is perfectly fine. And I'm not stressing myself because, once again, it is perfectly fine. The other project I have in here is my Yume by Isabelle Kraemer, and that also got a couple rows again. And this is where we're at. Here you go. This is a 100% linen yarn that I'm holding double because the strands are super fine, and holding it double I did get gauge. So we've got that going for me, and I like it a lot. I've been trying it on repeatedly. I need another, where's my stitch marker? There's my stitch marker. I think I took the other one out. No, but still. Okay, anyway, I need another 2-ish inches, I think, before I try it on again, just to double check, and maybe I will also do a little pre-ribbing block, just to be safe. But all in all, this is just coming along as it goes, and it's fine. I'm having fun with it still, despite it being all stockinette. It has its place in my current knitting rotation. There goes the ball. And then the last project I forgot downstairs because I needed my daughter to try it on. Those are her rainbow banana socks. I'm knitting these in a Atelier Citron Trekking XXL yarn, which is their more affordable sock base. Usually it's a self-patterning, self-striping yarn, and the one my daughter picked is a rainbow that has white, like not white, it's like off-white, grayish, with speckles, very light speckles in between. each of the rainbow stripes, and I'm knitting her banana socks because that way I don't have to add in a heel, and it will hopefully last longer for her. Because I expect her to grow, she's tiny, faster than I'm willing to knit socks for her over and over again. So banana socks it is. They fit very well. We tried them on earlier, that's why I didn't, why I have them downstairs, and I forgot to bring them up because I didn't think about sitting down to film a diary entry before I was halfway up the stairs. So that is basically it for my quick brief knitting diary entry, because I don't have more to talk about and I've mentioned a bunch already, so we'll probably just call it a day now, and I'll be back with more updates in the near future. As a brief, excuse the sweatpants update, this is my Rhabarber sweater with the bracelet length sleeves and a really good, like, hips are here, fit. I love this, and it is really nice and cozy, and it was perfect for today. Perfect. I in fact pulled this out of my my little box with all the spring and winter knits that I had already packed away because it was getting so warm, because I needed some warmth because below freezing. And yeah, I love this. It is hello, it is April, no it's not April, it is May the 14th. I wanted to briefly give a quick update on my knitting progress for the last couple of days. I probably forgot one item, but whatever, we'll make do. Actually no, I think I updated y'all on that. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. I think I updated my diary. So we have the Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan, and we're in the round. Yay! So let me see. Yeah, you can see the sun. It's everywhere. So we are. I get this tucked in. That'd be neat. Yes. Okay. We are this far. We finished the front, and we're joined in the round. So now it's just stockinette until the end of day. But there it is. I have this much left, and I want to finish this, and then I'm going to actually do the ribbing on the armholes and also on the neck. I want to do the neckband as well, so that those parts are completely done, and then I can just work on the rest of the body and finish it, and then it's just time to weave in ends. Which weaving in ends I have to do for a bunch of stuff, but that's not right now my problem. So we've got that going. I've worked a little bit on my Avenue Tank number 2 by Tori Yu. I don't think you can really tell the difference yet, because while I've knit quite a few rounds, we're still the same color in the gradient. So I feel like it doesn't make sense to really jump up and run over and get it, because it's sitting right behind you across the room. And that's just, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll make do. So we've got that going. And the banana socks for my daughter, I've finished sock number 1, and I'm not 100% certain if I showed it. I'll show them again on, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. So, that is where we're at right now for the time being. There's not a whole lot else I can really talk about. I've just been knitting away, plowing away on like the boring parts of knitting life, such as stockinette in the round for ends and ends and ends. And yeah. So, that being said, I'm gonna go and hop off, and I'm gonna see if I can remove the cat hair. And then keep on knitting and maybe have some dinner. Until then, hello on this wonderful, very sunny, albeit it was raining earlier, May the 15th. Today is the beginning of Tori Yu's Tori's Tees and Tanks Cal, and she allows for whips. However, I also plan on starting the Prospect Tee probably very soon, so we'll see. I have some Tori stuff on needles, as you know, pretty much always there's some Tori pattern on the needles. But we're gonna talk about my progress from, where's the stuff here? From the last couple days, and well, the last couple days with regards to one project, and then also the progress with regards to everything else from today. I briefly mentioned I finished banana sock number 1 for my daughter. Two strap sequence repeats. They give me a decently high leg for the time being, and I hope it's going to be a good thing for at least the rest of the year. But kids' feet, only time will tell. And then sock number 2 is this far. I started and I did one pattern repeat there on green, so we still have to do blue and purple and pink before we get back to orange. But then my Tori pattern number 1 is my 2nd Avenue tank with the V-neck option. Let me see if I can hide some of the ends. This one has ends galore because of how I decided to knit this. We are this far. I'm in love. I absolutely love the way this looks. The colors are just wonderful, and it's coming along nicely. If I was focusing on this more, I could probably be further along, but I'm helically knitting this, so this is not something for all the time. This is like basically my early in the morning or late in the evening kind of project, or if I am just sitting there and if I want something that is relatively mindless, I reach for this. Then my Wildflowers Tee by Tif Neilan. I've gotten a bit further, written this far along, and I'm still on that ball of yarn. We have this much that needs to be worked on still. Then I have a little something that I'm working on for myself. This is just a tee that I hope to make some more progress on this weekend. And I have another Tori pattern, because clearly Tori is my jam. Her patterns just fit insanely well. So I am working on the Cosmopolitan Tee, which is the one with the pointel lace on the sleeve, and I am this far on the sleeve. This was my knitting project that I took with me when I was waiting for my kiddo during the 1 hour of Aikido session, which ended up being like an hour 10, but yeah, so this is where we're at with this. And that is it for this week. And then apparently I'm supposed to be showing off the socks again. Yes, again. Alright, we can do that. Alright, so they're super duper cool.
Fine.
Do you love them?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes, I want to keep this one.
You're gonna keep it, yes. So, that is it for May 15th. I'm gonna go and hurry up and knit some more for the rest of the day.